Check 2 2 1 2. Oh, okay.
For some reason, they couldn't get in the room.
Uh-oh. Well, luckily the operations people are the ones that would unlock the door for them. So that probably worked out.
I'm content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I did. I turned it on there. I didn't mean to turn it on the board. Get some more 1 on 4 time.
I know, I like it.
Yeah.
We got one more coming in. All right, guys. Gonna have a smaller group today, and that's just fine with me. So today we're going to be talking about stretching and flexibility and how those two things are vital for growing older and adapting to changes in your body, okay?
Is your microphone on?
It is, but I can also talk louder. I was talking quite quietly. Okay. Alrighty, so there are a couple of interesting facts about flexibility and stretching that I didn't know until I started reading about this. So first of all, stretching is controlled by your nervous system, not just your muscles. I didn't know that either. Yes. So your muscles don't decide how far you can stretch. Your nervous system does. Your nervous system sends a signal to those muscles when they think you're about to get injured, and they say, all right, stop there. You're going to go too far. So that's your nervous system telling you, this is how far we think your body can bend. But when training and when stretching and over time, you can train your body to be able to stretch further.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the last two words. You can train your body.
To stretch further.
Step further.
Stretch further.
Stretch.
Yep.
Okay.
So while your nervous system dictates how much you can stretch, you can also train your muscles to allow more range of motion. Okay? So genetics also play a role. So if you're not very flexible, you can blame your parents. So some people are more flexible due to their joint structure or their connective tissue in their muscles. So some people do have something called hypermobility, which means they are extra flexible, and they have a really large range of motion without much trying. So those people were blessed that way. Your flexibility also varies throughout the day. So you're typically less flexible in the morning, right when you get out of bed, and then you start moving, and throughout the day you become more flexible. Your muscles are warmer, they're less rigid, so you can move a little bit better later on in the day. It's also important to note that consistency matters more than intensity. Okay, so it's more beneficial to stretch a little bit, 5 to 10 minutes, a couple of times a week, rather than 2 hours of stretching one time a month. Okay, so just a little bit every day is going to pay off in the long run. So there are a lot of purpose and benefits of stretching that we're going to go through. So first of all, stretching directly improves your ability to move in your everyday life. So things like bending or reaching or walking are going to become easier when your muscles are warmer, they're more flexible. Those tasks are going to require less effort. It also improves your circulation by delivering oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. So better circulation can reduce stiffness and even ease soreness. So if you guys start working out at the gym, you're lifting weights, or you're doing new exercises that you haven't done in a while, your body gets stiff and your body gets sore for a little bit. Stretching daily can help alleviate some of that soreness. Over time, stretching supports your movement, but it also supports your overall health and your posture. So flexibility and strength go hand in hand. I think of stretching as like fine-tuning your muscles, right? So if you're stretching, your muscles are more flexible, they work more efficiently and more safely. Stretching helps improve your coordination between your muscle groups, and it prepares your body for different activities like walking or exercise. It's really important to note, though, while they do go hand in hand, one doesn't replace the other. They're best when they're done together, okay? So stretching and exercising together make your body more efficient. Yes, we have a question. Perfect time.
When you said don't do both, you don't mean, did you mean that it has to be done once? In other words, when you're exercising in between stretch, or you can't stretch in the morning and exercise later
You should do both.
at the same time?
I'm sorry?
Can you repeat the question?
The question was if we should stretch and exercise at the same time. Is that accurate?
Right.
Okay, so I would recommend getting a little stretch in before you start exercising. Okay, so when you get to the YMCA or even when you get out of bed in the morning, warming your muscles up is going to make your exercise safer and smoother. Okay, it can also, stretching afterwards can be helpful too. Okay, because you just wore your muscles out from doing anything that they're not used to doing, and stretching them can ease them back into a resting position. Okay? Okay. Okay. Okay, so stretching keeps your joints moving freely, and it helps with those everyday activities like bending over to put your shoes on or crossing your ankle over your knee to get your socks on. It helps with reaching way high up. It also improves your body awareness. It gives you time to check in and see where the aches and the pains are. And it also helps with balance, which is critical for preventing falls and further injury. So another key benefit of stretching is that everybody can do it. No matter what you've got going on in your life with your body, stretching is adaptable. So no matter what you're able to do or not able to do, you can find stretches that work for you, or you can adapt them to a way that works. So you can do them sitting, you can do them standing, you can do them lying down in bed if that's where you're at. So anybody can stretch, and everybody should stretch. Stretching also relieves muscle pain and tension. So that's one of the bigger reasons why people find themselves stretching. I'm a speech therapist, and I used to be in and out of patients' rooms all of the time, and I was always on my feet. My lower body, my hips and my legs and my back were needing stretching all of the time. Now I sit at a desk and my stretching needs have adapted. So my upper body is always tight from sitting, and I find myself doing these stretching exercises to help with that. So your needs will change over time, right? But once you're feeling that pain or that tension in any part of your body, there's a different stretch that you can do to help relieve, okay? Stretching is really helpful for areas like your neck and your back, as well as your hips. Those are three areas that people often get very tight and very sore, especially as we age. So something to check in with and adapt as needed. So stretching also improves your posture by opening your chest. It aligns your spine, and it can produce relaxation when we use it appropriately. So stretching paired with breathing techniques can be a relaxation tool or a mindfulness tool. And at that point, we're then using stretching to also help your brain, help your emotional wellness. So it's kind of physical and emotional too. So when you're breathing, I want you to think about breathing in a big deep breath through your nose and a long exhale out your mouth. Yep, Anita just did that perfectly. So when stretching is combined with breathing, that's how we get the mindfulness, the relaxation. So either at the beginning of your day to get your day started, or at the end of your day to wind down. Both of those can be really excellent to do. Stretching also increases your energy. So when you're moving more, you generate energy, you feel like you can keep going, rather than when you're sitting all day, you get really tired. I know I do. So when I'm up and moving, or in the middle of my day, I'll go take a walk, I start to feel better. I also work in a couple of quick 5-minute exercises in the middle of my day to get my body rejuvenated again, okay? So when your body feels less stiff from these exercises, you feel like moving more. You feel like it's easier, you're not having so much pain when you move, and so you can move more. Movement creates energy. So if we're moving more, we're feeling better, we're doing more, we're more active. It also helps people stay active longer, maintain independence, and continuing to do the things that you guys love. Stanley over here has a very active hobby. He is a pickleball master, and so you don't get to be 90-some years old and play pickleball all the time without being active and without taking care of those muscles and making sure that they're stretched and well oiled, so you can and continue to do those pickleball activities, the bocce ball, whatever it is. Stretching will certainly help. So overall, stretching does improve your quality of life, making your body feel better, keeping you active in the things that you like to do. You're welcome. So why does flexibility matter? If I haven't convinced you from all of the purposes of stretching, flexibility matters because over time, our muscles tighten and they lose elasticity, so they don't bend as much. That's normal, right? But it's uncomfortable. So without intervention, it can lead to difficulty moving. It can lead to stiffness. So maintaining flexibility helps prevent injuries from falls or sprains or muscle tears or things like that. It also supports your posture, your joint health, and your confidence, because when you're moving better, you're feeling better, you're doing more with your friends and the people around you. So it's a confidence booster, it's an emotional health booster as well. So there are 4 different types of flexibility that we have. First is static. That's probably the one that we all think of. Can we stretch and hold? So I don't know about you guys, but when I was in elementary school, we had to do that presidential fitness test where you have to sit and you have to reach past your toes and you have to hold it. So that's static. How long can you reach and hold that stretching position? The next one is dynamic flexibility. So that's moving through a range of motion. Okay. We'll get to some examples in just a few minutes. We're going to do both of these, okay? The third different type of flexibility is active. So that means you're doing it. You're using your own muscles to hold a stretch, to go through the motion. That's compared to passive flexibility, which means you're using something external, whether it's a chair or a towel or a partner that's helping you stretch, okay? So those are our different types. You don't need to master all of them, but it's helpful to just understand the difference and understand what you're doing when you're picking a stretch. It's also very important to stay safe when you're stretching. So stretching is meant to help our bodies. It is not meant to hurt our bodies. So while we're stretching, it's really key to feel gentle tension, never pain. Some people are well versed in the saying, no pain, no gain. That's not true when we're talking about stretching. We don't want pain, okay? We just want a little tiny bit of tension in those muscles. So to be safe when you're stretching, we go slowly and we don't bounce into these movements. If you're going to try and, I don't know, touch your toes, you're not going to flop your body down. That causes injury, okay? You're going to slowly roll your spine all the way down and see how far you can go toward the ground with your hands. It's also really important to breathe while you're stretching and while you're doing these exercises. So a big deep breath in through your nose, and again, pursing your lips and out through the mouth. That sends that breath support into those muscles that we're trying to engage. Always use a chair to keep you upright, or a wall, or anything that does not have wheels on it. You can use those things to support you while you're stretching, especially if you're thinking about maybe lifting a leg or bending down. Anything that could put you at risk for a fall, just make sure you have something sturdy to hold on to. And as always, if you have any chronic medical conditions, just consult a provider before you start adding new things into your daily routine. So that's your primary care physician, that's the physical therapy department right behind us. Somebody who knows the body and knows your conditions and can recommend what's safe and appropriate for you. So, like I mentioned earlier, we want to make stretching a habit. We don't want to do it once a month for a really long period of time. We want to work it into our daily lives. So we're not going to do something that is miserable or boring or we don't enjoy or is uncomfortable. So let's figure out ways to make this a lasting habit. So breathing enhances your stretching. It also improves focus and body awareness. So stretching can become that form of mindfulness that we talked about. It can help reduce tension and stress. And when practiced regularly, it does become part of that broader wellness aspect, which the title of this series is Wellness Lectures. So we're not just talking about one part of the body, we're talking about overall wellness. So incorporating stretching, it's good for your body, it's good for your mind. So to see results, consistency matters. We want to try and do some gentle stretching 3 to 5 times a week, or even daily if you're able to. My recommendation for things that we want to build a habit out of is to add it in to your daily routine at a place that makes sense for you, right? You might not stretch at the same time I do. You might like to do it in bed right when you wake up, or right before you go to sleep, or at the 12 o'clock soap opera that you guys watch during the commercials. So finding a good place to insert it into your daily routine will make that easier for you guys to accomplish every day. Make it enjoyable. Listen to music while you do it. Have a friend stretch with you. Find classes or groups of people who are also doing these things too. That can help set you up for success. I know I like to work out with friends. It holds me accountable, so stretching can be the same. Okay, now we are going to go through some simple stretches together. They're in the little handouts that I gave you. I want you guys to take those home with you, and I'm going to walk you through how to do all of them safely. So I want you to remember to move slowly and breathe into it, and we're not pushing into pain, okay? So the first one, you can always do these either sitting or standing, whatever's comfortable, but for today's purpose, we're all sitting. Let's just stay seated. So this first one is a neck stretch. Can everybody see me okay? So you're going to sit way upright in your chair. I want you to straighten your spine and relax your muscles. And then you're going to tilt your head to one side until you feel a stretch in the opposite side of your neck. And you're just going to hold this for 10 to 20 seconds. So while you're doing this, make sure to keep your back straight and don't let your head rotate or bend forward or backward. We're just going toward the side. And when you feel ready, we'll go over to the other side. And you should feel it pull in over here a little bit. Make sure you're breathing into this stretch, in through your nose and out through your mouth. All right, now when you're ready, you can come back to the center. And we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So again, you're going to sit straight upright. You're going to roll your shoulders up, back, down, and around. And that's 1. Up, back, down, and around. That's 2. Let's do a couple more. 3, 4, one more, 5. Okay, good. Now we can do it reverse. So go forward this time with your shoulders. Up, forward, and down. Up, forward, and down. Good. 2. That's 3. Do 2 more. Good, Stanley. 1 more. Good. So in this picture that I've given you guys, she's doing it from a standing position. That's totally fine. She's got her whole body going in on this stretch. So this is kind of like level 1 that we just did. If that's too easy and you need a bit of a challenge, try it from this standing position. But you can see she's got her legs bent. She's using her whole body to get that stretch in, okay? So that's what I mean when I say they're adaptable. It's modifiable to wherever you are in your life and however flexible your body is and what movements are comfortable for you. Okay, the next one is just an overhead reach. I do this one in bed every day. As soon as I wake up in the morning, this is how I'm getting out of bed. Stretch all the way up. I want you to lace your fingers together and just pull up through your shoulder blades. Can you guys feel that? I like that one. Now you can bend to the side, and you should feel a stretch down here. You can bend to the other side, and you get it down here. So that's technically 3 stretches in one. Back to the center and up. Okay, now relax. That's an overhead stretch, and then we did the side bends as well, okay? So there's 3 stretches right there. Okay, next is the seated hamstring. So if you can, wiggle your bottoms a little bit forward in your chair. You're gonna sit upright with your hands on your hips, and you're gonna put one leg straight out in front of you. Your heel's going to be on the floor, and the other one is still bent at a 90-degree angle. So you're slowly gonna bend your trunk, your stomach forward until you feel a stretch in the back of your thigh, and then you hold it. And you wanna keep your back straight during this, as straight as you can. Good. Everybody relax. Come on up and let's try the other leg. Can you guys feel that stretch in the back of your leg? Yeah. I have one side that's more flexible than the other, and I'm sure you guys are feeling that too. One side goes further and easier. Yeah, that's normal too. Okay, you guys can come back up and relax. The next one is it's a calf stretch. I'm going to show you guys how to do it because it's from a standing position. So I want you to have this chair, any chair or anything that's sturdy in front of you to hold on to, okay? So you're gonna stand with your feet 1 foot in front of the other, and you're gonna hold on to this chair. You're gonna bend in the front leg just a little bit and lean into the chair, okay? So my back knee is straight, my hips are moving forward, and I can feel a stretch in the back of my back leg. And then you can switch legs, and you just want to make sure that both of your feet are pointing forward and they're flat on the ground during this stretch. I can feel it in my back calf right now. So that's how we're going to stretch our calves. Okay, now we have ankle circles. You guys know what's going on here. Roll those ankles around from a seated position. Stretch one out and roll it to the right. Roll it to the left. then you can switch. Anything, any stretch that is in a muscle near that joint is going to help too. I've had a lot of ankle sprains in my time, and those ankles of mine are very stiff. So stretching those helps. Good. So you want to make sure that that upper part of your leg is staying still when you do these, and focus on isolating the movement to your ankle. In the chest opener, this is what I was telling you guys that I do all the time when I'm sitting at my desk working. There's a couple of different ways you can do it. This exercise that I've given you is just, you're gonna sit in that upright position and you're gonna squeeze your shoulder blades together, opening up your chest. And then you can relax and repeat. Yep. Pulling those shoulder blades back together, that's great. And you want to try and maintain a good posture while you're doing that. Another way, so maybe like a level 2 from what we just did, is your fingers can clasp behind your back and you can do this. This one's harder. But this is another good way, if just opening your chest wasn't enough of a stretch, try and clasp those fingers and move them up like this, like so. Okay, is everybody feeling it? I can feel a little bit of muscle tension right now. Okay, so those are the exercises I want you guys to take home. Try and incorporate them into your daily routine. So you've got the handout. But there's also a couple of ways to get online and look at somebody doing these, like a video tutorial. So if you have a smartphone, you can scan this QR code. I can stick around for a little bit and help you guys figure that out. Or you can go to this website right here. It's functionalpathways.medbridge.com. There's the password below. It'll take you right to these exercises, and it'll have videos of people doing them in real life. So some other exercises, we did some side bends. We're just bending to the side, bending to the side. And then I always want you guys to do this with something sturdy and stable nearby. It's a good balance exercise. So one foot completely in front of the other, like you're standing on a line, okay? But I only want you to do that if there's something for you to hold on to. That stretch, I really like that to work on balance, to prevent falls. Okay, so I went too far. While you're going through, yes?
Can I make a comment on that? They put one foot in front of the other?
Absolutely.
Do it in a doorway so you have balance on either side of you.
That is a good recommendation. So the recommendation was, if you're going to do that balance where your one foot is in front of the other, do it in a doorway so you have support on both sides of you that you can hold on to if you need it. I think that's a good recommendation. So while you're going through these exercises and you're trying to figure out what works for you, what doesn't work for you, maybe what I missed on the program that I printed, just therapy is here to help. So therapy can assess any specific needs that you might have. If any of the exercises that we just did brought up some muscle pain or more than just a little tension, that's something that could be evaluated. You could talk to your doctor about that and see if therapy is worth checking out, just to help your body move more efficiently. So we would look at limitations in what your body can do, pain points, your strength, your balance, and then we would create a plan specifically for you to help your body move more efficiently. We also monitor for things like fall risk, changes in your posture, muscle imbalances. Therapy's goal is to make sure that your body is doing everything that you need it to do safely while staying as independent as you possibly can in your homes for as long as you can, all of those things. So if there's anything we can do, anything that came up today that you're thinking, I should talk to somebody, we are here to help. We're right behind multi-purpose room, okay? So if you think therapy could help, the next step is talking to your doctor, telling them what's going on with you and what you're feeling in your body. Your doctor might make a therapy referral. You bring that right to us, or they'll fax it to us, either way. And then, like I said, we would generate a plan that's specific to you and what you need from us at that time. Whatever you would like to achieve, whatever your goals are, we're here to support that, okay? Questions? Anybody have any questions about anything that we went over? Yes?
I have a problem that I think is common to a lot of older people. When you're coming.
Hold that thought for just 1 second. Kevin's going to bring you a microphone. Yes, excellent.
When you come to your car to get in, you open the door, lifting that first leg up into the car seems very hard compared to other movements.
Okay, yeah, that's absolutely something. If you're feeling that, a lot of other people are too. What I would recommend is literally just sitting in a chair and practicing that motion. Okay? Yep. Lifting your hip and opening that leg out.
Well, actually, when you do it, you have to have a straight leg, not bent like you say.
When you're getting into the
Like
car?
you're showing.
Okay.
Yeah, so what is the same movement you're recommending, still the same?
When you're lifting that first leg to get into
Yeah.
the car?
It can't be bent like you're showing, it has to be straight up in order to be high enough to get in.
Okay. Hold on to a bar or a wall or a chair or anything and just keep practicing that. The physical therapy team would know probably a lot more specific exercises or stretches to help with that. And it sounds like you could just use a recommendation. It doesn't sound like that would entail a therapy order or anything like that, but stop on by the gym. Any other questions about stretching, flexibility, the benefits? Yes.
I don't have any questions, but that's my walker, and I've got the stretches and the paper in there that if I have time any place, I've taken out. And of course, watching television, I do them all.
That's excellent. So Marcia just said that she's a STAR student. She has a list of her exercises in her walker. So whenever she has a couple minutes of downtime, that's how she's filling her time. I really do like doing it when I'm watching TV or I'm listening to a book or something like that, because it doesn't feel like a chore then. It just feels like something we're going to do while we're doing something that we already enjoy. Okay? I think that's excellent for habit building. It should be enjoyable. It shouldn't feel like, oh gosh, I'm dreading those exercises again, okay? Then we're not building habits that last, okay? Any other questions? All right, there is my information. I also brought business cards with me this time that have the therapy phone number, the therapy fax number, and my email address. I'm here to help. You don't have to have a therapy order. If you have questions or there's anything that you need or might want to know, does this warrant therapy? I'm here to help. Even if it's not therapy related, I can help you find the right resources to get you everything that you guys need, okay? Yes? Okay, all right. Thank you guys for coming. It was a little bit smaller this time, but I really liked the intimate group that we had here. Just stop by anytime, the therapy gym, check it out, talk to the therapist, talk to me, anything that you need, we're happy to help, okay? All right, thank you guys. Have a good rest of your Friday and a good weekend.